Kev G with a weather overview. How you doing out there, everybody? And this is off of the NOAA Facebook page. And we're looking at the drought monitor. And we have moderate drought conditions across northeast Connecticut and up I-95 into New England along the coast. And for the rest of the tri-state area, we have moderate drought, dry conditions. I wouldn't call it drought, but definitely over the last 6 weeks, we've had very little rain. And it is showing itself on the drought monitor now. I think overall in the next 2 weeks, we'll start to alleviate these conditions due to a more active weather pattern, a big overall change in the pattern. It's showing up quite dramatically on the models this morning. So this is one that's been in the making for a while, I think. Models have been hinting at like a late month pattern change, and I think that's exactly what we're going to get. And for just generally speaking, I think what it's going to mean is more rain chances are in the offing, cooler temperatures closer to normal, perhaps a little bit below normal for a change, and we'll start to chop away at this drought for what it's worth over the next 2 weeks. So I think beginning the month of November, I think it'll start on a cooler side, especially considering the pattern change. So that's NOAA. Like them on Facebook and Twitter. As for today, we got another gorgeous, just picture perfect. What would do late July proud, basically, I think, with the temperatures going up into the mid-70s, cool nights. I mean, you just can't get any better than what we've had over the last couple of days. And basically for the last 6 weeks, I mean, aside from early September, we've really had a stretch of some great weather here to start fall. So let's take a look at the overall weather picture for the rest of the week, and we'll see what we're dealing with here as we take a look at the GFS model. So we're fine for the next couple of days. And then this slow-moving frontal boundary will start to work its way in. So showers and some steadier rain will start to develop by Tuesday morning. And this front will sort of slow down as it approaches on Tuesday. So I think much of the day you're going to see on and off rain, kind of a dreary day with temperatures in the 60s. And then as this front tries to pull away by Wednesday morning, it might get hung up a little bit so that areas east of the city get into some heavier rain for a time, while areas west of the city start to dry out, albeit with some leftover clouds. So that's something to kind of keep in mind, that because of the overall pattern change, we might have these fronts try to slow down as they move off the coast. And that'll leave us with some generally unsettled conditions for late week. I think the steadiest rain will be gone by Wednesday evening for everybody, but I think that we'll have this sort of unsettled weather pattern for the end of the week. Then we dry things out for a few days, and then lo and behold, another frontal passage starts to make its way through Sunday afternoon. This could change, but by Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, at least from the latest model, we are getting some moderate to very heavy rain developing, and that'll move through, and we'll get a reinforcing shot of cooler air by Monday into Tuesday, into Halloween, as it is fast approaching. Now, what I was talking about before with the overall pattern, the models are really showing it in a very dramatic way. This is basically where we are right now. We've got this big upper high that's sitting over New England, and we have a trough in the upper plains and in the Canadian prairie provinces. But as we start to move along here, a trough develops, and quite dramatically in the east. And this trough, as we go through time, it lifts out, but then another one develops right behind it. So you can see why the weather pattern is going to be cool and unsettled. And we're going to have these frequent chances for frontal passages and for some rain to start to develop in an otherwise dry pattern over the last 6 weeks. And this is where we are by next Wednesday. This is for November the 1st. And you can see that the pattern completely has altered itself with a trough, the jet stream dipping way to the south over the eastern states and generally giving us that cool weather and near to below normal temperatures. So if we take a look at weather underground, you can see that we start to cloud over tomorrow, a fine day today, but then by Tuesday, Wednesday, we get into that rain. I don't think that we're going to hit 70 on Tuesday. I think that's a little bit too high. And then Thursday, we're in the low 60s. Temperatures start to creep back up for the weekend, but then by Sunday, more rain looks like it's in the offing with temperatures in the 60s. So a full-scale pattern change on the way over the next 7 to 10 days.